Let's turn to business news now with Sharon Brett-Kelly. Hi Sharon.
Hi Don.
Retirement village operator Somerset Group has forecast its underlying profit, and it's a big rise on last year. I'm just reading this off a piece of paper, but it is a big rise on last year.
It is a big rise. So it's now saying it'll be between $72 and $75 million for the year to December. That's up $18 million on last year's, which was about 56.6. So about a third more than last year. And this company's got 21 villages around the country, housing about 4,200 residents, and it's also still got 6 sites that it hasn't yet developed.
So they're housing 4,200 residents and they're making a profit of 72.7, somewhere an underlying profit of 72 mil. Wow.
That's quite a lot, isn't it?
It's a big return per resident, isn't it?
Yeah, it is actually, when you look at it like
if
that.
If you're listening to us in a Somerset Group village of some description, you might want to drive a harder bargain just quietly.
Well,
Lemon heck.
Yeah, and so the reason for this is strong demand for the units. They say, the company says it's building the right kind of villages, the right kind of units, so people want to live there. They're obviously selling well. It's a good environment for them to sell. Also, its margins for development have increased. So Julian Cook, the chief executive, was telling me today that even though building costs are very high at the moment, and there's a lot of complaints about the rising building costs, they're able to manage them because they actually manage the construction of their own development. So I guess they can keep those costs under control, and that's a big factor.
Okay, gosh, that's fascinating, isn't it?
So yes, and just one more thing. So the company now, it says it's going to build 450 retirement villages by the end of the year and 150 care beds. So there'll be 800 more people that it's going to give homes to. Not give, sell homes to.
No, clearly not, given the underlying profit. Strong outlook for the kiwi fruit sector. This is good news, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's really interesting. So they're saying more produce, lots more jobs, and global demand is growing, and that's in a report from the University of Waikato. It's been commissioned by the grower Zespri. But what it's saying is that kiwifruit's contribution to the economy is going to grow from 2.6 billion in the last year to more than 6 billion by 2030. So more than doubling in just over a decade. An extra 29,000 jobs are going to be created. That's a heck of a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a heck of a lot.
Global sales forecast to double to 4.5 billion in the next decade. And that's helped by the growth of this new gold variety called Sun Gold. In fact, what this report is saying is that without Sun Gold, the industry would be less than half the size by 2030. So it's having a huge impact. Also really important to regions like the Bay of Plenty and Northland. I mean, in the Bay of Plenty, it now accounts for nearly 11,000 jobs, and there'll be an extra 14,000 jobs by 2030, and hundreds more in Northland.
Right, thank you. What happened on the markets today?
Well, a quiet day on the markets. The top 50 index closed flat, down 2 points at 7624. The New Zealand dollar quiet, 72.8 US cents, 95.7 Australian, and 56.8 British pence.
Sharon Brett-Kelly, thank you very much indeed.